Oh, that's fire. Alright, I'm gonna tell the joke for this last try. I'm gonna tell it during the last try. Okay, so I'm not gonna wait for third week because he's taking too long. In the world of Cheerios, there are 4 ranks, right? There's normal Cheerio, which is the worst. Nobody likes normal Cheerios. Alright. Shut up, Derby. I'm just kidding, I love you. Anyway. And there's normal Cheerios, which are the worst. Nobody likes normal Cheerios. There's fruit Cheerios, which are next. More people like them, but they're not the favorite. You know, you could go to Fruit Loops instead. They're the second lowest tier. Then you got chocolate Cheerios. Chocolate Cheerios are pretty good, honestly. And like, of course, you could go to other Cheerios, so they're not the best Cheerio. Of course, the best Cheerio is Honey Nut Cheerio. Everyone loves Honey Nut Cheerios. If you don't like Honey Nut Cheerios, you're lying to me and yourself. Alright? Honey Nut Cheerios are good. So, one day, a normal Cheerio, lowest tier Cheerio, is born as a normal Cheerio. He decides, you know what, when I grow up, I'm going to be a Honey Nut Cheerio. I'm going to be top of the line. Everyone's going to like me. So what he does is he saves up his allowance, right? He gets $5 pocket money every week. And after years of saving, he's around 14, 15 at this point, he finally has enough money. And he goes to the tattoo parlor. And he tells the guy working at the tattoo parlor, look, dude, it's always been my dream to be a Honey Nut Cheerio. I've saved up my money my entire life. I've never spent a dime on like a toy or anything. Can you make me a Honey Nut Cheerio with this money? And the guy says, look, I can't just make you straight into a Honey Nut Cheerio. That's not how that works, and you don't have enough money for that anyway. But what I can do is I can make you a fruit Cheerio. I'm gonna die. I can make you a fruit Cheerio. And then you can go from there. You know, as a fruit Cheerio, you'll be able to get a better job. You'll be able to get more money. You'll be able to get up ranks faster. So I says, you know what? Make me a fruit Cheerio. So then the guy at the tattoo parlor, he makes him a fruit Cheerio. And this Cheerio is ecstatic because he's moved up a rank, you know? And it's not like going from 1 subscriber on YouTube to 100 subscribers on YouTube. This is like going from 1 subscriber to 1,000 subscribers. This is like going from poverty to getting a house. Like, not a good house by any means, but a house. You know, you have somewhere to live. Of course, he already had a house. He had a family. They had jobs. But it was just barely enough to scrape by. So what he does is he gets a really good job. Not a really good job. He gets a pretty bad job, actually, as a fast food worker. And he helps supply for his family, of course. He gives his parents money to feed him and his brothers, to pay the rent, to pay the bills. But he's also putting aside some, right? He's saving up. Because he wants to be a Honey Nut Cheerio, and he's damn well going to become a Honey Nut Cheerio. So he works and works and works. And finally, when he is, 25, he goes back to the tattoo parlor. And it's the same guy, right? So he recognizes this kid. He's like, hey, you're the one I made into the fruit Cheerio all those years ago. Who said you wanted to be a Honey Nut Cheerio? How's life, dude? He's like, look, life's going good. We're paying the bills. We've had some fun. I've been putting aside money because I want to be a Honey Nut Cheerio. And I've saved up my money for 10 more years. A full another decade. Look, can you make me a Honey Nut Cheerio? The tattoo parlor guy, he goes, no, I can't. I'm sorry, you don't have enough money, and I can't go straight from fruit to Honey Nut. That's not how that works. So, what the guy, what the Cheerio does is he's like, you know what? Then make me a fruit Cheerio. I'm gonna keep working at my dream. So he makes him a fruit Cheerio, and this tattoo parlor guy, they're friends. They've been talking a lot at this point. They talk outside of work, of course. Because, he's basically watching this kid grow up. He's helping him follow his dreams. And this kid, finally has a chocolate Cheerio. He gets a good paying job. Nothing like a Honey Nut Cheerio, but he gets like a janitor job, It's hard, but it gets you a lot of money. Pays the bills, for sure. And at this point, he's able to give his parents a bunch of money. They're be able to make it by easy. And this kid, at this point, this kid's known, right? He's the kid who went from normal Cheerio to chocolate Cheerio. That's not something you hear of every day. That's impressive, right? So everyone's hearing about this kid. People are helping the parents, of course, because they don't want the parents of this famous, amazing kid to be, neglected. Because obviously it was at least partly their fault. It was they brought him up, right? And this kid, he's still working. He is working his butt off for his dream. And he's putting aside money. He's saving up as much as he can while paying the bills, and him and his family are having fun. He's putting aside money, He's not just blowing it all. Because he still wants to be a Honey Nut Cheerio. He hasn't reached his dream yet. And this kid, at this point, he's middle-aged. He's been saving his money for a long time, of course. Because he wants to achieve his dream. And that's admirable, honestly. He wants to achieve his dream. He's been working hard his entire life. At this point, he's middle-aged, 30, 40 years old. Goes into the tattoo parlor. Same guy. Same guy's working there. And he's watched this kid grow up. And this kid goes up to him. Look, dude, I've saved up my money for years. My entire life. So all I've wanted was to be a Honey Nut Cheerio. I'm a chocolate Cheerio now. Do I have enough money to become Honey Nut Cheerio? The guy's like, well, you're a little off, but I can give you a special discount because you've gone all your life with this. You're a good kid. I can make you a Honey Nut Cheerio. So you know what he does? He makes him a Honey Nut Cheerio. This kid has finally achieved his dream. It's a really good office job, of course. It's a really good, high-paying job. I'm about to die. And this kid is thanking this tattoo parlor guy, because he wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for this tattoo parlor guy. He brings him up all the time. The tattoo parlor guy's getting tons of business. The Honey Nut Cheerio, the kid that we were talking about, he loves his job. He's known, right? Because, again, you don't go from rank to rank. That just doesn't happen very often. This kid went from a normal Cheerio to a Honey Nut Cheerio. People thought it was impressive when he became a chocolate Cheerio. So imagine how much more impressed they were when he finally became a Honey Nut Cheerio, when he achieved his dream. Like, that's impressive. You don't just achieve your lifelong dream every day, So people are congratulating this kid. And the office that he works at is going to throw a party for him. Because, everyone knows this guy. Because, he's super famous. It's just not a thing that happens all the time. And so he goes to the office party. And everyone's talking about him. Everyone wants to talk to him. And, he has a bunch of good friends, so he's hanging out with them, obviously. But even the people who don't know him very well want to celebrate him. Because, he achieved his dream. That's amazing. And everyone wants to talk to him. And about half an hour into the party, he realizes that he's really, really hungry, really, really thirsty. And he hasn't drank anything all day. He just wasn't thinking about it because he was so excited for this party that they were throwing in honor of him. And he goes up, he wants a drink, right? Because of course he wants a drink. He's thirsty. So he goes up to the water fountain. Way too long. He cannot wait that long, right? Because the line for the drinking fountain, there's a ton of people there. He cannot wait that long. So what he does is he goes to the milk bar, and the line's even longer, right? He cannot wait. He cannot wait that long. He is way too thirsty. And you'd think he'd get a line pass or whatever, because it's his party. But no, people aren't that considerate. And he's super thirsty, so he goes to the normal bar. But that line, of course, is even longer than the milk bar line. And he just cannot wait. So what he does is he goes to the punch bowl. There's no punch line. Please tell me someone's still here. Someone listen to my rant. Please, somebody laugh. I feel like I deserve it at this point. Anyone there? That was funny, right? Look. I knew this, but I did not expect to tell this joke during the stream. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, dude. David, have I said hi to you? I don't remember seeing you before. My hands are shaking. I'm all tingly again. The Calamity Ring just makes you take double damage when you use it. Oh man. The Cheerio is what pulled us through. Praise the Cheerio.